test against the Lions and just review the players being selected by Jack and by Razzie Erasmus, just to go into how they're going to match up against the Lions and where might the Lions exploit and where will the Springboks have some joy against the Lions as well. So let's get right into it then. So first things first, well done to Andre Pollard, being selected at outside half for the opening game against the Lions. He is a superb player. His 50th cap for South Africa, and I dare say if he hadn't had a couple of bad injuries earlier on in his career, he definitely would be pushing 70, 80 caps by now for South Africa. Definitely one of the best 10s in the world. Really severely underrated. Excellent player, even when he was in under-20s for South Africa as well. So let's have a look at the team. So we've got the fullback, safe as houses usually, Willie LaRue. He's been a stalwart of the South African team for many years now, over a decade. Cheslin Colby, probably one of the top 3 best players in the world at the moment, if not the best, with Antoine Dupont. Superb player on one wing. The centres, really heavy, really good defensively, and will definitely get over the gain line against the Lions. So you've got Lucanio Arm, who led the Springboks really well the other night. I was very, very impressed with him actually. And the other centre, which I think he's one of the best centres in the world, Damian Dialende of Munster, who, thank God, has recovered from the pit fire incident before the Lions tour. And Mazoli Mapimpi, another brilliant winger on the other wing as well. He did some fantastic things for the Boks in the World Cup. He's come back really well with the Sharks prior to the Lions series. Looking pretty good. Andre Pollard, going to be 50th cap. Can't wait to see him. Faf de Klerk is always going to be in there. He is their ticker. He's their main man. And then the biggest sort of selection point is Kwagga Smith at 8. Now, he is usually a 6. There's a massive drop off in sort of size and physicality compared to who they're missing, which is Duane Vermeulen. He's one of their talismen, and definitely was one of their go-to men in the pack in the World Cup. Now, it's not to say that Kwagga Smith isn't as good as Duane Vermeulen. Duane Vermeulen does different things better, I think, as an 8 than Kwagga Smith. That's not to say that he can't be effective as well. And I remember back in 2009, there was a certain 6 who played for South Africa who, for my money, was destructive to the Lions, and we really struggled against him, which was Heinrich Brousseau. And he was a really underrated back rower for South Africa, and we just couldn't get to grips with the physicality, his tackling, his precision, his turnover ball, getting him clean, clearing him out of the rucks. And I think Kwagga Smith is going to be the same as well. You've got then Pieter-Steph du Toit, brilliant 7, but he's more a second row and a half. Sia Khaleesi is back from his COVID absence. Franco Mostert played really well for South Africa A as well last week. Eben Etzebeth, mainstay, got to be in there. Now the front row is probably one of the most up for debate topics that we've seen since this squad was named. This team has been named on Tuesday, I think. So Trevor Nyakane, Bongo Benambi, and Oxenshea, I think, aside from Benambi, I think that the South Africa are definitely going with 2 heavier, but what I would say would be their secondary props. But they'll be starting the game. So the message must be coming immediately from the coaching staff, which is you use your physicality, you use your size, you try to get parity at the set piece early on in the game. You try to nullify any sort of early momentum the Lions will try to build and try to disrupt them settling into the game. And then we'll change you once you've emptied your tank then with Stephen Kitsoff and Franz Malherbe. Now, I do like Bongo and Benambi. I thought he was superb in the World Cup, and he was well merited keeping Mark out of the starting 2 for the Boks as well in the World Cup. And then you've got Dweber as well, who's not even involved, who's a brilliant hooker as well, who plays over in France for Bordeaux. He's not even involved. South Africa have got ridiculous amounts of quality hookers at the moment as well. But second rows then to cover on the bench, which is Lou Diaga, Reinhard Elstad, Herschel Yankees and Elton Yankees at half-back, and Damien Willemse as well, who will be covering the back three and the centre position if need be. So, I mean, I suppose the only saving grace for the Lions, if they can, not to say I would wish anything foul on any player, but if there's anything happens to the half-back pairings of South Africa, I think there is such a drop-off in quality that is actually, it could turn the series in favour of the Lions, because I think that if Faf and Andre Pollard are fit through the entire series, you've got a series, and it's going to go down to a matter of a handful of points either side, who wins and loses. The Yankees, the two Yankees coming on, I got nothing against Herschel Yankees. I think he's a quality scrum half, brilliant service, always around. He's always looking for runners off and playing off nine, really energetic. I'm very sorry, but I don't rate Elton Yankees. Never rated Elton Yankees as a 10. I just don't understand that there are better outside halves in South Africa than Elton Yankees. I just do not understand why he has been persisted with for over a decade with South Africa. Every time Wales played against the Box and he started, we won. Simple as that. We played Pollard twice in the World Cup for Wales against South Africa. We lost twice, and he was the difference. Simple as that. I'm very surprised that Cobus Reinach is not the 9 covering the bench, because I thought he was pretty good, and he has been pretty good. He did play well when he came on then against Georgia, and he's done pretty well when he played as well the other day for South Africa coming on. But overall, a quality Springboks squad as always. They've gone for a 5-3 split on the bench, which is going against their standard 6-2 split, 6 forwards, 2 backs. But looking at this, I think that they will definitely look to change props after about 45 minutes or just after half time, once the energy tank has been emptied. But I can see, depending on how the game is going, they've tried to front load with weight and size that set piece to try and get sort of parity at the set piece immediately. And when you look at the referee involved on the weekend, you've got Nick Berry from Australia, who is going to be refereeing in charge. What do you say at the moment about the top tier referees, in World Rugby? I mean, apart from Luke Pearce, I think Luke Pearce is a good referee from England. I'm just trying to think. You've got Luke Pearce is a decent referee. I thought the Georgian referee who was at Wales Canada a couple of weeks ago, he's a brilliant guy, brilliant referee, really empathetic, has got a good way about him. Excellent communication with the players and with the TMO. He's got a good, enjoyable attitude to rugby. But I will say the majority of people on the circuit that have taken over from people like Wayne Barnes, taken over from Jerome Garces and Nigel Owens, a lot of them is crap. Mark Carley is absolutely shocking from England. He's a terrible referee. Frank Murphy of Ireland, he's a standard Irish referee. They don't like the game to flow. They just want to blow for every knock-on and basically make the game all about scrum, line-out and ruck. Scrum, line-out and ruck. French referees do not like to have any contest at the breakdown whatsoever. So people like Pascal Gauzet will referee, and if you've got one team who are just got bludgeoners on one side and another team who've got turnovers, merchants on the other, then you can see what's going to happen. The French are just like a dominant pack, and then Nick Berry is just we'll see when he comes through on the weekend. I just don't think there's any apart from 2 or 3 referees at the top. There's a significant drop off of quality referees as well. And I know that Gatland has kicked up a bit of fuss on about the South African TMO has come in for this game on Saturday. But ultimately, if you can't get the New Zealand TMO over, then just grab work with what you got. I think that he's by making a bit of a fuss over him. I think that he's sort of put it out there in the ether that the Lions, if anything does happen, any 50-50 decision doesn't go down on the Lions side, or the process of the TMO isn't rigidly applied, or isn't applied in favour, or is up for any sort of grey area debate, I think they'll be hell to pay really, and Gatland will voice his opinions again. But at the end of the day, you've got to work with what you've got. South Africa are going through a shocking time at the moment, one with COVID and two with the unrest as well. So, at the end of the day, we're really lucky that the series is on. So, let's enjoy the game on the weekend, and good luck to South Africa as well. You want to see the best players play. You want to see a fantastic series, just like you saw in '97 and in 2009 as well. I think looking at this team, you will see if you do get first half dominance in the pack, I can see South Africa asserting their territorial superiority, and the Lions may make the same mistakes like they did against South Africa. It could be a drop off in intensity, it could be lack of focus. I did not think that South Africa created anything against the Lions to talk about, really, of any significance. The tries that they scored were directly from mistakes from the Lions. So one was a kick charge down, the other then was a crap out of hand kick which was kicked to the best winger in the world with loads of space to run into, and options, and a rubbish kick chase. So effectively, you got two errors by the Lions there which cost two tries and effectively cost them the game against South Africa. If you stop that and you ask the South Africans, apart from their bludgeoning tactics, to contribute something in attack and to try and score medium to long range tries from inside their own half or around that 10-metre area, then good luck to you. I don't think they can, unless there's an error, but we will see on the weekend. But good luck to the team.